Thanks for joining me on this video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content on the channel. And also be sure to follow me on these other social media platforms. Links are in the description below. Okay, have and have not fans, I want to talk about a particular picture floating around. Shout out to the haves and the have nots. And I believe Smith is her last name. She is like the creator of so many have and have not Facebook and Twitter groups. Amazing fan. Goes far and beyond when it comes to sharing my videos and tweets and everything. So first off, thank you for that. And this photo comes, I believe I asked her where did she get this, and she said somebody posted it in one of her groups. So I mean, as far as I can tell, I still don't have an official source. So let me just say this right now, and this again, don't be offended by this, but I said last week, because this photo is maybe about 5 to 6 days old by the time I'm recording this video, and I've said it before that I saw this photo. I didn't want to report on it yet because I got to the point where I've had at least 3 or 4 different videos on this channel within like a 1 or 2 week period, talking about the show's cancellation. Is it going to be moving to Viacom and things of that nature? And I just got sick of making those because it just felt like I was making videos like every couple of hours on this. But I wanted to make like one solid video once I knew something. That way I wasn't fanning the flames of confusion within the fan base, because I know a lot of people rely on me for a lot of their have and have not intel. So let me make this perfectly clear when I say this. At this moment, I am doing this video on this particular photo. It's going to be on the screen the entire video. I do not know for 100% sure if this is true or not. I just want to talk about the photo, give my thoughts, look at some hints and clues as to whether or not there is some truth behind it. Because as I said in my other videos regarding the possible cancellation of the haves and the have-nots, I said that if you look at the quote-unquote rumors floating around the internet, combined with the fact that around April or May of 2019, that's when Tyler Perry is going to begin working with Viacom, theoretically it would make sense for the haves and the have-nots to come to a close during the first quarter of 2019. Whether it be like, okay, the show is going to completely end, like the final episodes will air and then that's the end of that, or the show airs its final episodes on OWN but then continue on BET or whatever Viacom network Tyler Perry wants to put it on. So let me make it one more time, because I don't want to hear any complaints in the comment section or get any kind of random troll tweets. I do not know if this photo is fact. It has been almost a week. I said I'll wait a while to see if I can get more intel, and then I would talk about it. All I've been seeing is comments, not just on Instagram, but I've seen this posted on Twitter as well, and people are saying the same thing. And I just wanted to chime in with my thoughts. So I just want to make that perfectly clear. Like, if you hate this video already because it's a 3-minute introduction, hey, I'm not going to apologize for it. I just want to break down what this video is meant to be before I get into it. So with that being said, you know the drill. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'm not just saying this for the sake of numbers, but I highly suggest subscribing to this channel, because as soon as I know something, whether if I find it first or if some of you dedicated fans send me information, I will report on it as fast as I can. But let's just go into the picture. I love the theme. The fact that they have the first season picture up there. Also in TV news, I am deeply saddened to report that the haves and the have-nots are filming their last season. The official statement has not been released, so you ain't heard this from me, because I am not one to gossip. It is one of the last Tyler Perry shows on OWN that has helped turn the network around when it was struggling. I'm going to miss my Veronica dearly. Now, let me just break this down. Obviously, the show has wrapped up filming for season 7. The time when they uploaded, Stars posted big pictures on Instagram, the ones that blew up, like when they were at the parties. Basically, the photos where people were going nuts saying, "Oh my God, is Hannah leaving?" is Tinka leaving? But when you look at the comment, I did a video on that as well. Based off the actual captions on the photos, it really seemed like Hannah was the one that was possibly leaving the show. But then we got confirmation from Catherine on Twitter that nobody's leaving the show. They had just done filming. A lot of the stars who had filmed their parts were ready to go. So, you know, it's never easy to say goodbye. So taking what Catherine said into Renee Lawless, what she said into account, nobody's leaving the show, as in, okay, technically speaking, we were filming the last season, but that doesn't mean nobody's leaving the show. Now let's go back to this photo, and based off the language itself, the official statement has not been released, so you ain't heard this from me, because I am not one to gossip. I mean, right there to let me know that this picture is kind of sketch. And then at the very end, I'm going to miss my Veronica dearly. Seems a bit biased in terms of, you know, the language here. So let me just put it this way, and this goes along with the theme of the video. It makes sense that we haven't heard anything yet, because when it comes to TV shows, they really don't promote their final season until the final season. That way they'll make sure to get as many viewers in their last ditch effort as possible before the show's cancellation. The official statement has not been released, so once again, I doubt we're going to hear anything about an official statement until sometime next year, because keep in mind, we still have a decent chunk of season 5 that we have not even seen yet, because remember, there's supposed to be 44 episodes and we haven't even hit number 30 yet. Then we also get to season 6, which according to IMDb is 10 episodes, but keep in mind that doesn't mean 100% certainty for all. I mean, I'm not just trying to give false hope here, but I'm just saying that it is a possibility that there may be more episodes to be added to that list. And then when it comes to season 7, as far as we know, there's only 8 episodes. That doesn't mean that there wouldn't be more, but considering that season 5 is 44 episodes, while the typical season is between 22 to 26, give or take, it does seem a bit suspect, because when you do the math, let's just say season 5 was supposed to be 22 episodes, so that's an extra 22 episodes. And if you spread that out to season 6, which is 10 episodes, and season 7, which is 8 episodes, you do this quick math here. Let's just take 10 away, and that's going to mean 20 episodes from season 6. And then you take the remaining 12, or actually, to make it even more simple, take 12 from 22, put that with season 6, that equals 22 episodes. You have 10 left, you get that to season 7's 8 episodes, that's 18 episodes. That seems more like a realistic number when it comes to the amount of episodes. Season 5 was like maybe an extended episode because it was questionable if they will be renewed. So instead of dividing it up into multiple seasons, Tyler Perry was like, okay, they only want to order one more season. I'll just cram a bunch of episodes into one and see what happens. But then the show has been renewed for season 6. And, you know, it's like, well, my deal is about to end, so I'll just wrap up season 7, the finale of the show, with only 8 episodes. So based off of this alone, and guys, this is just my opinion based off what we do know, it does seem likely like this is it. Sad to say. I hope I'm wrong. I really am. I hope I'm wrong, but like I said in those videos earlier in the year, maybe a few weeks ago, if the show ends on a good note, I will be satisfied. If they wrap up all the loose ends, if they do this and that, pretty much leaves no stone unturned, which, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could definitely see that happen. There are a lot of shows that end on notes like that, where they finish the show, but there's still so many unanswered questions. But if Tyler Perry wrapped everything up with a nice bow, I'll be satisfied. Giving that prequel movie, I would love that too. A prequel series, a prequel movie, either one, I would love that as well. But it will be sad, because that's what this channel is based on. I feel like I gave a good chunk of my life to the show, but I get it, it's a TV show, but just realize, 3 years of blogging for free, like this was just me as a fan blogging, then transitioning to YouTube. So this show has changed my life in more ways than one. So it will be sad to see it go, but I mean, that's the thing. I mean, this isn't like, for example, me watching Pokemon as a kid, and now the show is over, 800, 900, no, actually, I think they had 1,000 episodes or something like that now. But, let me just put it this way. I would be glad if the show ended on a high note. I'd rather see it end at the top, like at the peak, rather than it to just drag on and just get bad. Like, you know, shows like Simpsons, SpongeBob, and whatnot. I know those are bad examples because they're cartoons, but I'm talking about stuff I grew up with. I do know that Tyler Perry does have a new drama series coming out on BET once he starts over Viacom. To when that's going to air, I don't know. I mean, I would imagine maybe summer or fall of 2019, given the fact that he's filming stuff so fast. He's probably already worked on it. Not to mention he already has a movie that's completely under wraps for Viacom, so we don't know what that is. But it will be sad because, again, that would mean like a complete revamp of the channel. And like I said before so many times, I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers before the show goes away and before I have to revamp everything on this channel. Because I just noticed, and I did a couple Power Ranger videos recently, and I talked about, you know, like is Tommy Oliver overrated, aka Jason David Frank, who is pretty much the poster ranger of Power Rangers. And what's today, the 26th? So on the 25th, he posted on his Instagram that, you know, his YouTube channel, he got the award, the Silver Play Button Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. I'm like, dang, I want that. So, guys, it would really mean a lot to me if we can hit that number, because it would mean so much to me for multiple reasons. And God, you can cut the video here. Like, if you don't want to hear me talk about numbers, if you just wanted me to talk about the show, then I've already talked about it. But if you want to continue listening, that's great. But just know it's going to be like David Ruffin. I ain't too proud to beg, but I just feel like the reason I'm pushing for this number so much is, number one, the fact that, you know, this is a channel I created myself. Like, you know, I got some advice from friends to finally, you know, branch out from blogging. Like, dude, you're a fast typer. Your blogs are great, but you need to switch it up. And I did. The fact that I did YouTube for like a year and a half before I started getting monetized, just like the blogging, it was stuff I did in my free time, started doing well, and then eventually led to me doing this for a job. And also the fact that I've been able to communicate with so many great people online and offline in regards to, you know, live streams, chats, whatever the case may be, Twitter. On top of that, it will just be a milestone for me, because even though the channel is great, we at the time of this recording, we just hit over 46,000 subscribers. It's just the fact that that award will just feel like a tangible representation of we did it. Like, you know, as a community, as a fan base, we banded together to talk about this great show. Like I say all the time, you know, yeah, I do some off the cuff videos, whether it be related to popular news and media, controversial topics, you know, anime, whatever the case may be, but a majority of the videos on this channel are Tyler Perry focused, which a majority is the haves and the have-nots. But I just want to say that I feel like that award is kind of like the rite of passage. So taking a photo of that and then tweeting that to Tyler Perry just to say, hey, I know you got millions of people who watch your show, but guess what? In my little neck of the woods here on the internet, got a fan base of over 100,000 people who meet on this channel multiple days, if not every day of the week, to talk about your show. Don't cancel it. Keep it going. Whether it be that have and have nots movie. We already had the play that really is loosely, I mean, that was the play, but then you actually had the television show. But give us that movie we want. Give us that prequel series we want. And if done right, and I only want it if it's done right, bring the show back on the air. I feel like with enough of us making it up, look, because again, a lot of people watch the show, a bunch of people can tweet and this and that, but I feel like if we banded together in one area as a fan base, we can make some noise and get some change on there. That's all I'm saying. So that's why I always push it down your throats. Hey, if you can get one or two people to subscribe, because guys, we're almost at 50,000 subscribers. We're almost there. And I know if you all can get a couple people, I'm only asking for one or two people. If each one of you can get a couple people to subscribe, just hit the subscribe button. That's all you got to do. I'm not asking for a dime. I'm just asking you to take my channel, take a video, tweet it, text it to somebody, copy the link. You know, you can message, email, whatever the case may be. Just tell someone. I know if you're living in the house or you got a roommate, yo, there's this YouTube channel. Just hit subscribe for me. That's all I'm looking for. You don't even have to cut on the notifications if you want to. Just get one person to subscribe. That's all I'm asking. Not just because it will mean a lot to me, because darn it, you know, I want that award. But on top of that, it just feels like I just helped create something bigger than myself because of the haves and the have-nots. That's why I really, really wish and hope and pray that we can hit that number of 100,000, technically 100,001, in order to get the award, because you need to surpass that number. But I really do hope that people listening to me in this video now will just take a moment, get a couple friends to subscribe. That's all I'm asking, because I feel like if we really band it together, if we really don't want this show to get canceled, I think we should all just get together and make that change. I mean, I was looking at, not to get off topic, but I know apparently last year they did this animated Michael Jackson Halloween special. I did not watch it, but then I randomly watched a reviewer on YouTube talk about it tonight. The video was done obviously almost a year ago, and I'm like, dang, you know what? I actually found it online, about 45 minutes long. I actually enjoyed it. And then all I can think about is man in the mirror, make that change. I'm just like, if we gathered together, because Ashley Miller, another YouTuber who does reviews on the shows, she got a call from Tyler Perry, and I'm just like, dang, that's awesome. And I'm just like, yo, because on her channel, which I've actually checked it out, I like the diversity on it. Excuse me. She talks about so many different programs, but I'm like, you know what? Because this channel itself is themed after the haves and the have-nots, I feel like it could really get the attention of Tyler Perry in order to say, we got a big fan base. Oh, look at this guy's channel. He has a bunch of theories. And based off of that, that's what I'm talking about. This channel isn't about just reviewing the shows. It's about digging deep, coming up with theories. How did these characters get to how they are now? You know, what's their future, the possibilities? Honestly, I feel like I would rather have a prequel series of the haves and the have-nots than a continuation if the finale is done right. If the finale is a closure, an epilogue, I'm okay with that. But I would really love a prequel aspect of it, just because there's so many things we've heard about, but we don't know about fully. So I'm sorry for that like 8-minute plea there, but I really, really hope that everybody listening heeds my words and gets 1 or 2 people to subscribe. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for 25 cents, $1, $20. I'm just asking to share. That's all you got to do. Get a couple people to join. Everybody listening, we can hit 100,000. I know we can. There are millions of people who watch the show. And I'm not even asking for that. But again, you know, I will say thank you to everyone who has subscribed, who has followed me on social media. It means a lot. So that's all I got to say. The picture itself, again, I really don't know the credibility of it. But I did see on Instagram that I think Vinny Malone actually liked the photo. And I mean, Vinny, he follows me on Instagram as well and likes a lot of stuff. But I noticed he liked this particular photo on somebody else's account. That made me a little suspect, because if a star of the show liked it, I think even a extra, like a guy that was an extra in an episode, commented on it as well. He talked about how glad he was to be on the show. That maybe put some little credibility behind it. Yeah, it's going to suck, guys. I mean, I can imagine the show ending maybe around the second chunk of 2019, you know, where we'll have episodes, because again, I don't know how many episodes we're getting during the remainder of 2018, because theoretically speaking, if we talk about October 2nd, let me count it up on the calendar here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got about a dozen episodes left within 2018. And that leaves about half a dozen or so episodes left of the season. Then you combine that with the 10 from season 6 and the 8 that we know of from season 7, and that's going to be 24 episodes, or about one more season. So I don't really know the pacing of how Tyler Perry's going to do stuff in 2019. If he'll just show us 12 episodes from like January to March, have a break, and then on May 1st, 2019, we'll finish things up with the remaining 12 episodes, May, June, July, and then by the beginning of August, the end of July, the show will officially conclude, which again actually makes sense when you think about it, because a lot of shows make their fall premieres in like October, September, whatever the case may be. So really, with the haves and the have-nots, and possibly If Loving You Is Wrong, finishing up around the second quarter of 2019, when those shows wrap up, that's when Tyler Perry's new shows with Viacom will premiere on those channels. So that's what I think. When we get something official, of course, I'll chime in as well. But guys, I really have nothing else to say aside from thank you so much if you made it this far in the video, kudos to you. Let me know your thoughts on this. As I said at the beginning, this is just an opinionated video based off a photo floating around the internet. So don't take it as fact. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you answer my request and get a few people to subscribe, and I'll talk to you all soon.